Hello everyone, my name is Masterstarman, and welcome to a new Let's Play. Today, we are going to be taking a look at Pikmin, a game originally released very early for the Nintendo GameCube, and later ported to the Nintendo Wii with widescreen and motion controls, which is also the version that I will be playing today. And yeah, this was a series that I really got into through the advent of Let's Plays, and it's a game franchise that I've really loved and admired for a long time, and I'm surprised it's taken me this long to really kind of get to doing something with it. I shouldn't say that entirely, because I technically started a Let's Play of this game a long time ago on a different channel, but that only got a few videos in. Anyways, I think this is actually a remnant of that file, but yeah. Before we kind of get into too many things, let's just kind of go ahead and get things started here. Oh no! That is definitely not very good. The impact site. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and when I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. So many parts lost. The skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate the planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support system can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no. I better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. Indeed, that should be something we do here. So, yeah, to kind of... Oh, I have Wii speakers on here. That should be something I take care of in a minute here. You know what? Let's actually do that right now, because that might be a little redundant with the game itself here. Anyways, so yeah, Pikmin. We are in control of one Captain Olimar, and yeah, we basically have, we'll kind of, the first day of this video, the first day of the game, and kind of just this first video is going to be a bunch of tutorial stuff anyway, so we'll go through some stuff as it's kind of mentioned here. So anyways, if we walk over to this strange thing, it spits out something. See, it is a strange thing. It appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up, as if it were waiting for me. Then suddenly it dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable. My home planet, that is what we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. I see. See that the onion dropped took root, and the soil has now produced an adorable little sprout. The sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of the wind. I cannot help but think it's calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. And of course the A button would be green, because that was how a GameCube A button was. Oh, look at him. Extraordinary, when I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it is just no visible damage. It just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to a Pick brand carrot that I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try and grab it with A, then throw it in different directions I point. I'll call to it on my side with B. Perhaps it will react to C and pressing down on the control stick while pointing as well. Following controls appear to allow me to have several viewpoints. We can use the Z button to rotate the camera, left and right to zoom, up to change perspective. I must survive and familiarize ourselves with these controls here. So yeah, we have 3 different camera views here. Actually 4. We can use an overhead view, kind of more traditional to a more traditional RTS style, although I kind of prefer this kind of camera myself for this game. And we throw a Pikmin out there, and he drops these seeds like that. The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears some type of food that propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be sort of an incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. Indeed we shall. So yeah, basically you can grow more Pikmin by collecting more of these, what are known as pellets here. And you can basically use them to grow more Pikmin here. The number on the pellet indicates how many we'll be needing to carry them. And the game will probably tell us sometime down the line, but there's also another bonus here. If the pellet is the same color as the Pikmin carrying it, that also yields an additional bonus. So if I do end up finding a pellet that requires 5 to carry it, then, like, there's one over here, for example. Normally they give you about 5 pellets as well, but because, normally this will sprout 5 Pikmin, but because it's a red pellet and it's red Pikmin carrying it, it will actually sprout 6. One other thing you can do, yeah, you can kind of investigate the, ship here, and it'll say covered 0 out of 30 ship parts, just 1 more part, increase the dolphin's capabilities. Kind of a small minor reference at the end of the day, but, dolphin GameCube reference to the early codename of the GameCube. It's just a small little reference that I figured most people probably would know by now. Something you can do with these, they're known as Pellet Posies here. If you throw a Pikmin directly at the pellet itself, sometimes the AI can do stupid junk like that. Get stuck on weird things. If you throw usually about double, sometimes about 1.25 times the number of Pikmin needed to carry an object, in this case, if you have 2 Pikmin on it, then just 1, you will carry it back about twice as fast, usually. So, the more Pikmin you have carrying something, the better. Although there is kind of a limit sometimes. So yeah, the C button disbands Pikmin there. Disbanded ones will show up kind of like normal like that. They're kind of palish. You can just kind of call them to your arsenal with the B button there. Again, since I am playing the Wii version, my pointer is separate from the normal, movement. In the GameCube version, it was slightly different, like you would move with the pointer as well. I'm just more naturally used to these, like, Wii controls here. Well, plucking usually, if you just kind of press A a few times, you should be able to kind of pluck most of the sprouts in the ground just by pressing A without having to move, but again, this is also the first Pikmin game. There's a little bit of jank to this one. Normally in later days you will have a time limit, so it might be best to just kind of get used to familiarize yourself and get used to how things play out during this first day when there's not a time limit. This is just kind of a tutorial day here. Yeah, you can press C to disband your Pikmin, and I don't know how I managed to get 2 of them on the box there anyway, but if you disband Pikmin, they usually try and go after whatever nearby task is relevant, so keep that in mind also. In this case, they will push this box until it is a bridge. Pikmin are curious as children. They form groups, perform tasks that will be impossible for an individual. The glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum it up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. Approach and press A to pick sprouts, press A to grab Pikmin and release to throw, press B to call them, down on the D-pad to point to command control the group, press Z and up, left and right. Oh yeah. Basically just teaching you about the camera. And sure, let's investigate this here. Amazing, there's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the dolphin? If we throw a Pikmin on it, you can see that it requires 20, which we don't have. If you hold down on the D-pad, you can also... you can also guide the Pikmin like this. The guiding is gonna be useful for knowing how to do for later. It's not really something you need to worry about too much right now, but it is something you might need to worry about for later. Speaking of later, you can kind of see a little something off in the distance there, but we can't really seem to do a whole lot with. The numbers that you see on the bottom of the screen here, I think this one here is the one that's, like, in your active party. The 16, I think, is how many Pikmin are sprouted, like, on the field. And I think this number here is, like, your overall grand total. I know I should know these things. I also have a really big figure that's just kind of sitting in the way of my TV, so I can't actually see the very bottom number, although it would just be the 25, I guess, to be fair. Many Pikmin seed sprouts once, find it rather tedious to pluck in the ground. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. Repeatedly tapping A until they're all out of the ground. I think Olimar was just starting to say something about the numbers kind of going up, but... okay, I guess you do need to kind of just keep tapping the A button. In later games, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 they change it to, probably 3 if I had to guess, where if you just kind of press A once, it'll automatically pluck your stuff kind of while you're in that area. And where the frick am I missing a Pikmin here, seriously? Do I not have access to a map here? Oh, okay. Or, no, I definitely do not. Where am I missing a guy? I want to say your Pikmin go back to your ship at the end of the day anyway, but... oh, there's just a guy on the engine anyway. Okay. That's good to know. And now we wait for them to carry this back. But yeah, we're given 30 days to get off this planet, and... the real fun of it will only begin starting in the next day here. See some strange markings on the ground. I wonder what that may mean. Actually, I'm just realizing these are... I want to say these are probably, like, GameCube, like, controller, like, insides, if I had to guess. They look like they belong on the inside of a GameCube controller. I'd have to get a good, like, aerial look and a good look inside of one, but... anyways, we now have repaired the ship. Somehow these things are capable of repairing the ship a little bit. How glorious. With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step towards home. My ship can once again lift off. Glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly, but what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. Seems like they're all crawling into their onion as well. Day 1 since impact. I've somehow managed to launch the Dolphin. I was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems it will help me again tomorrow. The Dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover all of them, I may never return home to my family on planet Hakatate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my Dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I shall name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore tomorrow. Thank you everyone for watching. I've been Masterstarman, and Olimar's journey's looking a little grim, but rest assured, things will start looking up for the guy. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for more Let's Play Pikmin. Peace out.